Master Story, Season 1, Episode 3. I'm coming right over, Mansa said and hung up. What happened to Elvis? Ku asked. He has been involved in an accident and currently admitted at the hospital. Ku, I really have to go and see him, Mansa said. Mom won't allow you to go and see him, but I'll help you out. Use the back door and meet me at the grassy, then we can go, Ku suggested. Thank you so much, Ku. I appreciate it, Mansa said. Ku immediately left Mansa's room and informed his elder brother, Chris, whom he trusted so much. Chris, Mom shouldn't know about this, please. I'm seeing Mansa off to see a hospitalized friend of ours. We will be back soon. Just cover up for me, Ku said. Sure, I will, Chris answered and assured him. A very big mistake from Ku. His brother can't be trusted when it comes to such issues. As soon as Mansa and Ku left, Chris ran toward his mom's room and knocked at her door. She was fast asleep by then. She woke up and opened the door for Chris to enter. Meanwhile, Ku and Mansa in no time had arrived at the hospital, but however, they were not allowed to see Elvis. His condition seemed very critical. He died in between life and death, and if care was not taken, he may lose his life. Mansa cried when she got to know about the state of Elvis. Ku, on the other hand, comforted her. It was during that time that Sister Riri ran into them at the hospital. She was in the church with the Amposa family and Mansa herself. She doubled up at the head of the ushers. In the church, apparently, she came to visit her sister who had just delivered. Mansa, what are you doing here? Is everything all right? Ril asked when she saw her. My sister, a friend of mine, has been admitted here and he is in a serious condition. We are not even allowed to see him, Mansa said. Oh, my dear, believe in God. With him, all things are possible. This is the time you should be praying instead of crying, Ril advised. You are right, my sister, Mansa said. Anyway, I believe God is in control now. I have to be on my way because it's getting late. I'll call you tomorrow morning, God willingly, Ril said and left. As soon as she left, she picked up her phone and called Mrs. Amposa for a reason best known to her. Hello, good evening. This is Sister Riri the usher, she answered. Oh, nice to hear from you. I hope everything is all right, Mrs. Amposa answered. Yes, madam. I was wondering if you are around. Just saw Ku and Mansa here. Around where? I'm home. Where did you see them? She said. At the general hospital. I thought you were around so I could see you before leaving, Ril said. Oh, my dear. You can come around tomorrow. Which hospital did you saw them? Mrs. Amposa asked. General Hospital, madam, Ril confirmed. Thank you very much, Mrs. Amposa said and hung up. My son, God worked in a mysterious way. I just got the information of the hospital they went to. I'm going there right away, Mrs. Amposa said to Chris. Mom, why not go and see Elvis himself tomorrow morning? That will be a perfect time for you to confront him, Chris said. I guess you are right. Besides, I need to get some sleep, she said and went to her room to sleep. Meanwhile, Ku and Mansa were already on their way home. They had no option than to come and go back the following morning since they were not allowed to see Elvis. They got home to meet everyone asleep. Ku, thank you very much for what you did for me today, Mansa said. Don't worry, my sis. All we needed to do is to keep praying and hopefully we will hear good news tomorrow, Ku said. They hung each other and went to their separate rooms. Mansa couldn't sleep the whole night. She prayed the whole night and fell asleep around 3 a.m. Mrs. Amposa and Chris woke up early the mornings ahead of Mansa and Ku, and immediately they went to the hospital to see Elvis. Upon their arrival, they were told Elvis was responding to treatment, so they had the opportunity to see him. Mrs. Amposa went into the ward and left Chris behind the OPD. Indeed, Elvis was really lucky. His head, arms, and leg were all covered with bandage. He could hardly move. However, Mrs. Amposa overlooked all this. She was just concerned about her mission. "Young man, how are you?" she asked. "By the grace of God, I'm faring better," Elvis answered. "You better be. I believe you know whom I am," she asked. "Yes, madam," Elvis answered. "Good. Now let me be quick. I want you to stay away from Mansa. I don't want to see you anywhere near her," she said. "Madam," Elvis said in pain, "I'm not in the mood of any negotiation, so don't call me. You will have yourself to be blamed if anything happens," she said, and quickly left the ward. Elvis didn't understand what was going on. He was surprised to hear this from Mrs. Amposa. Within some few minutes, Elvis was just motionless. This got the attention of the nurses. Since it was beyond their control, they called the doctor to come to their aid. It wasn't looking good. Elvis was dying. That very moment, Ku and Mansa arrived and they were asked to wait. After about 45 minutes, the doctor finally came out. Mansa quickly rushed toward the doctor. "Doc, how is he?" she desperately asked. "I'm sorry, we did all we could," the doctor said. "What do you mean, doctor?" asked Mansa. "I am afraid we just lost him," the doctor declared. "What?" Mansa shouted. To be continued.